Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful village surrounded by rolling green hills and sparkling streams, there lived a curious little boy named Ahmet. Ahmet had a spirit full of wonder, and every day was an adventure in his eyes. He loved exploring the village, climbing trees, chasing butterflies, and discovering hidden nooks where sunlight danced through the leaves. But above all, Ahmet had a special love for sweets, especially the ones his grandmother kept hidden in her kitchen. Amit's grandmother was a kind, gentle woman who had lived in the village all her life. She had a small, cozy house at the edge of the village, with a garden full of colorful flowers, chirping birds, and the soft buzz of bees collecting nectar. Inside her kitchen, among the shelves and drawers, there were jars filled with delicious treasures, crispy cookies, chewy candies, chocolate treats, and crunchy nuts. Amit, his grandmother often warned, don't eat too much, or your tummy will hurt. But Amit's love for sweets knew no bounds. He had learned the art of sneaking small tastes without anyone noticing. Every time his grandmother turned her back, Amit's eyes would sparkle as he reached for a cookie or a shiny candy. One sunny afternoon, while his grandmother was tending the flowers in the garden, Amit tiptoed into the kitchen. His eyes immediately caught sight of a very large jar on the table. Unlike the others, this jar seemed to glow faintly, as though it had been sprinkled with tiny specks of magic. Inside, the candies shimmered in a rainbow of colors, reds, blues, yellows, and greens. They sparkled so brightly that it was impossible for Amit to resist. With a quick glance toward the garden to make sure his grandmother was busy, Amit reached out and lifted the lid. The jar emitted a soft twinkling sound, as if it were laughing. Amit's small hands dove in, scooping up as many candies as he could hold. He grinned from ear to ear, imagining the sweet taste melting in his mouth. But suddenly there was a problem. Amit's little hand was stuffed full of candies, and the narrow jar mouth was too tight. No matter how he twisted and pulled, his hand wouldn't come out. His face turned red and tears welled up in his eyes. He sat down on the floor, feeling trapped and frustrated. Just then, a familiar voice called from the garden. Amit, my boy, what's this crying about? It was Hassan Grandpa, the village's wise old man. Known for his patience, kindness, and endless stories, Hassan Grandpa had a gentle smile that could calm even the wildest storm. He walked into the kitchen, his eyes twinkling behind round spectacles, and saw Amit sitting on the floor with his hand stuck in the magical candy jar. What happened, my dear boy? He asked softly. My hand is stuck, Amit cried. I wanted to take all the candies, but now I can't get my hand out. Hassan Grandpa knelt beside him and inspected the jar. Ah, he said knowingly, this jar has a lesson hidden within. You cannot take everything at once. You must let some go to free yourself. Amit looked puzzled. But I want them all. I don't want to leave any. The old man chuckled warmly. Sometimes, little one, trying to hold everything makes us stuck. We must learn to let go, even if just a little. Only then can we move freely and enjoy the rest. Taking a deep breath, Amit slowly returned half of the candies to the jar. As he did, he felt a strange, warm sensation, and to his delight, his hand slipped out easily. He held the remaining candies in his hand, looking at Hassan Grandpa with wonder. See, the wise man said, patting Amit's shoulder. Life often teaches us that holding too tightly can trap us. Learn to share, to wait, and to be patient, and you will find the magic in letting go. Amit nodded, a wide smile spreading across his face. From that day on, he learned the joy of patience, the magic of sharing, and the secret of savoring life's treasures carefully. Little did Amit know, however, that this was only the beginning. The candy jar wasn't an ordinary jar. It held mysteries far beyond sweets. With each candy he ate, a tiny spark of magic awakened, and soon Amit would find himself on adventures beyond his wildest dreams, meeting creatures, solving puzzles, and discovering secrets hidden deep within his village. That evening, after returning from the garden, Amit sat quietly in his room, holding the few remaining candies from the magical jar. The colors shimmered softly in the dim light, as if they were whispering secrets only he could hear. He wondered why the jar had been so mysterious, why the candies had felt almost alive, and why Grandpa Hassan had spoken with such certainty about letting go. Curiosity twinkled in his eyes. Unable to resist, Amit decided to taste one of the sparkling candies. The moment it touched his tongue, a soft warmth spread through his hand and arm, tingling like tiny sparks dancing on his skin. Suddenly, the room around him began to shift. The walls blurred, the ceiling stretched, and a gentle wind swirled around him. Before he could comprehend what was happening, Ahmet found himself standing in a bright, shimmering forest, unlike anything he had ever seen. The trees glowed with soft, golden leaves, and tiny lights hovered like fireflies. Yet their glow was magical, dancing in colors he didn't even know existed. Strange but gentle creatures peeked from behind the trunks. Some looked like rabbits with wings, others like tiny foxes with sparkling tails. A soft voice called out, "Welcome, Ahmet." Startled, Ahmet turned to see a small, glowing figure floating near him. It was no taller than his hand, with translucent wings that shimmered like rainbows. "I am Lumina," the creature said, her voice tinkling like bells. "You have entered the Forest of Sweet Whispers, a magical place awakened by the candy you dared to eat. But beware, this forest only opens to those who are willing to learn its lessons." Ahmet's eyes widened. "Lessons?" he asked. "What kind of lessons?" Lumina twirled in the air, leaving trails of sparkling light. "The lessons of patience, courage, and wisdom. Every candy you take from the jar carries a challenge. You must solve each to continue your journey and discover the true magic of your heart." Before Ahmet could ask more, the ground beneath him shook slightly, and a gentle rumbling echoed through the forest. From behind a glowing bush emerged a tiny creature, shaped like a hedgehog, but with soft golden spines that shimmered in the light. Its eyes sparkled with curiosity. "I am Bramble," the hedgehog said in a squeaky voice, "and I guard the first challenge of this forest. To pass, you must learn to share and trust, even with things that seem precious to you." Ahmet looked at his hand, still holding the candies. He realized that this challenge was similar to what Grandpa Hassan had taught him, but now it was real, and the stakes felt higher. "What do I need to do?" he asked nervously. Bramble smiled. "You must give one of your candies to me. Only then will the path forward reveal itself." Ahmet hesitated. He wanted to keep all the candies. They had been so bright, so delicious, so magical. But deep down, he remembered Grandpa Hassan's words. Sometimes letting go makes room for more magic. Taking a deep breath, Ahmet handed one candy to Bramble. The tiny hedgehog's eyes lit up with joy, and he carefully held the candy between his golden spines. "Very well," Bramble said. "You have passed the first lesson. Come, follow the path of glowing stones. Your journey is only beginning." As Ahmet walked along the glittering path, he felt a sense of excitement and wonder, unlike anything he had ever experienced. The forest seemed alive, whispering secrets and guiding him toward new adventures. He realized that the jar, the candies, and the lessons were all part of a magical world where curiosity, kindness, and courage could open doors he had never imagined. That night, when Ahmet finally returned to his room, he held a new understanding in his heart. The candies were more than treats. They were keys to learning, growth, and magic. And he knew deep down that many more mysteries awaited him if he dared to be brave, patient, and generous. The next morning, Ahmet woke up in his cozy room, the memory of the magical forest still fresh in his mind. But as he looked at the remaining candies in his hand, he realized that the adventure was far from over. The sparkles in the candies seemed to hum softly, almost calling him back to the magical forest. Curiosity stronger than ever, Ahmet held a candy and slowly tasted it. Instantly, the room dissolved around him, replaced by the glowing forest. Lumina appeared again, hovering in the golden sunlight. "Welcome back, Ahmet," she said. "The first lesson has been learned, but the forest holds more trials. Are you ready?" Ahmet nodded, gripping the candies tightly. The first trial, the River of Reflection. Ahead, a shimmering river blocked the path. Its water sparkled like liquid crystal, reflecting not only Ahmet's image but also the emotions he felt. Excited, nervous, and a little afraid, Ahmet approached. Bramble appeared once more. "To cross this river, you must understand your own feelings. Only when you face your fears and share your worries will the bridge appear." Ahmet took a deep breath and admitted aloud, "I'm scared." I want to have everything, and I don't want to lose anything. I'm afraid I won't be brave enough. The river began to ripple, forming stepping stones of light across its surface. One by one, the stones floated gently, forming a safe path. Ahmet crossed carefully, feeling lighter and braver with each step. The second trial, the puzzle of the whispering trees. On the other side, a grove of enormous, ancient trees stretched into the sky. Their trunks were carved with glowing symbols that seemed to whisper as the wind rustled through the branches. Lumina's voice echoed softly. Here lies the puzzle of the whispering trees. To continue, you must listen carefully and arrange the stones of wisdom in the correct order. Ahmet noticed small, glowing stones at the base of each tree. Each stone had a riddle inscribed on it. One said, I am light as a feather, yet I can weigh a heart. What am I? Ahmet thought carefully. A feeling, he exclaimed. He placed the stone in the first slot, and the tree glowed warmly. The next riddle asked, the more you share me, the more you have. What am I? Ahmet smiled, remembering Bramble. Friendship, he said. The stone floated into place, and the trees whispered softly, approvingly. By solving the riddles, the grove opened a secret passage, leading Ahmet deeper into the forest. The air shimmered with magic, and he felt the forest congratulating him for courage, wisdom, and kindness. Meeting new friends. Along the secret path, Ahmet met other magical creatures. Tiny dragons with twinkling scales, glowing fireflies that spelled out letters in the air, and playful foxes who could vanish and reappear at will. Each creature presented small challenges. Some were riddles, others tests of patience or courage. One particularly mischievous fox named Flicker stole a candy from Ahmet and darted behind a tree. Catch me if you can, it teased. Ahmet laughed, remembering that chasing didn't always mean losing control. With patience, he coaxed Flicker out and shared the candy, earning the fox's trust and friendship. Lessons learned. By the end of the day, Ahmet realized that every candy he ate had opened not just a door in the forest, but also a door in his own heart. He learned that courage, patience, sharing, and listening were keys to magic far greater than sweets. As the sun began to set, Lumina appeared once more. You have learned much, Ahmet, but the greatest lessons are still ahead. The forest has secrets, and only those who are brave, kind, and patient will uncover them all. Ahmet smiled. Though tired, he felt excited. Every step in the magical forest was teaching him something important. He understood now that the jar of candies was more than a treat. It was a doorway to adventure, wisdom, and friendship. The next morning, Ahmet awoke to a soft golden glow filtering through his window. The magical candies shimmered faintly in his hand, as if nudging him toward the forest once more. With a deep breath, he tasted one, and immediately the world around him transformed again into the glowing, whispering forest. This time the forest seemed larger, deeper, and more mysterious. Shadows twisted between the golden trees, and faint whispers floated on the breeze calling his name. Lumina appeared, hovering gracefully. Ahmet, she said, you have learned courage, patience, and sharing. But now the forest will test your wisdom. There is a secret hidden deep within, and only you can find it. Are you ready? Ahmet nodded eagerly, clutching the remaining candies. The labyrinth of twinkling shadows ahead, a maze of towering, glowing hedges, stretched endlessly. The path was winding, filled with turning corners, sparkling stones, and whispers that seemed both helpful and confusing. The deeper Ahmet ventured, the more the shadows shifted, forming strange shapes and patterns. You must trust your instincts, Lumina's voice echoed softly. Not all that glitters is the path. Sometimes what seems frightening is the lesson itself. Ahmet walked carefully, stepping over glowing stones and ducking under branches that seemed to bend toward him. He soon came upon a crystal pool in the middle of the labyrinth. Its surface shimmered like liquid glass, reflecting not only his face but also visions of the forest he had traversed so far. A soft voice emerged from the pool. To pass, you must answer the question of your heart. What is the true magic? Ahmet thought for a long moment. He remembered Bramble, Flicker, and Lumina, the lessons he had learned, and the joy of sharing. Finally, he whispered, the true magic is kindness, courage, and learning to share and be patient. The pool shimmered brightly, and a hidden gate in the hedge slowly opened. Ahmet stepped forward, realizing that facing challenges with a pure heart revealed the secrets of the forest. The Whispering Owl. As he continued, a majestic owl with luminous feathers perched silently on a branch. Its eyes sparkled like twin moons. "I am Orin," the owl said solemnly. "I guard the final secret of the forest of hidden secrets. To reach it, you must solve the riddle of the three paths." Ahmed approached the owl. Three glowing paths lay before him. One led upward through tangled branches, another spiraled down toward a misty valley, and the third wound horizontally through the densest part of the forest. The owl spoke. "Each path tests a part of your spirit, wisdom, courage, and heart. Choose wisely, young one, for the journey shapes the one who walks it." Ahmet paused, thinking of everything he had learned. Courage, patience, and kindness guided his decision. He took a deep breath and chose the path that felt right in his heart, the spiraling, misty valley, the valley of luminous dreams. As Ahmet descended, the mist parted to reveal glowing flowers, singing streams, and tiny creatures dancing in the light. The valley seemed alive with the forest's magic. In the center, a pedestal held a single, sparkling candy, unlike any he had seen before. A whisper floated in the air. "This candy carries the greatest lesson. True happiness comes not from keeping all for oneself, but from sharing, learning, and growing." Ahmet smiled. He understood now that every candy, every challenge, every magical creature had been teaching him the same lesson in different ways. He carefully picked up the candy and offered a piece to Lumina, Bramble, and even Flicker, who had appeared again. As they shared the candy, the valley glowed even brighter, and the forest seemed to hum in approval. Ahmet had discovered the final secret, the magic of joy, friendship, and generosity. After sharing the sparkling candy with Lumina, Bramble, Flicker, and the other magical creatures, Ahmet felt a warm glow inside him. The forest seemed to hum with joy, whispering softly in the wind. "You have learned well, little one. Your heart is kind, brave, and wise." Suddenly, a soft twinkle enveloped him. The trees, the flowers, and the glowing creatures faded gently, and Ahmet found himself back in his cozy room. The magical candies in his hand had returned to normal, their colors still bright but without the sparkles of the forest. Ahmet took a deep breath and smiled. He realized that the adventure wasn't just about magic or candies. It was about courage, patience, sharing, and kindness. He understood now that the lessons he had learned in the magical forest could guide him in his everyday life. When he went to the kitchen, his grandmother was busy arranging flowers in a vase. Ahmet hugged her tightly. "Grandma," he said, "I've learned something important today." She smiled, sensing the change in him. "And what is that, my dear?" "That sometimes we can't have everything we want at once," Ahmet explained. "But if we are patient, share with others, and are brave, we can discover real magic and happiness." Grandma nodded, her eyes glimmering with pride. Just then, Hassan Grandpa walked in, smiling warmly. "Ahmet," he said, "it seems you found the greatest lesson of all. Life is full of magic, but the magic is in how we treat others, how we share, and how we grow." Ahmet felt happy and content. He placed the remaining candies on the kitchen table, not to eat them all at once, but to savor them slowly and maybe share with others. From that day on, he carried the forest's lessons in his heart. Lessons of courage, patience, kindness, and the joy of giving. And so, the boy who had once wanted all the candies in the jar had discovered a much greater treasure, the magic of friendship, generosity, and love. The story of Ahmed and the magical candy jar became a tale told throughout the village, reminding everyone, children and grown-ups alike, that the greatest magic lies not in taking, but in giving, sharing, and learning from every adventure. And every time Ahmed saw a sparkling candy, he smiled, remembering the glowing forest, the whispering trees, the playful creatures, and the wise words of Hassan Grandpa. Sometimes letting go makes room for more magic. The end.